What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to episode 15 of the journey from the United States to Honduras. Once again, she's being rushed to the hospital. Nobody knows how long she had been in the garage, but she did still have a pulse. They quickly rushed her into emergency surgery. She was a strong woman, still fighting and holding on to her place in this world. This loud, boisterous, energetic, outspoken woman, still trying to hold on. Of course, my mom was very stubborn. Not even death could tell her anything. She was a good old country woman, always having to fight for everything that life presented before her. After a long, grueling, successful surgery, the doctor stated that she was going to have a long road ahead of her and that it would be hard because now she has dementia. Nobody else in the family knew that her daughter had gotten power of attorney over her while she was in the hospital. Like I told you, she was a career criminal, so she had already put this plan into motion. The document looked to be real, with even a Texas stamp from a notary. But my brother and I knew better. We both contacted Adult Protective Services so they can try to step in and at least she can have an open case. We both spoke to the hospital to verify the legitimacy of the actual document itself. So because the document actually looked real, they didn't want to be a part of any family disputes. All the doctors could advise was where she should be going. And at home was not an option unless she had 24-hour, 7-day-a-week care. I tried to continue constant communication as much as possible, just so I know that she's okay. After about a month, she was slowly getting better, even speaking again. I would speak to her on video chat, but it wasn't the same. Majority of the time, she didn't even know who she was speaking to, and it broke my heart. Panic attack. What's your name, young man? It's very difficult watching your version of Superwoman slowly wither away. It's very difficult watching an adult turn into a child. You could see the tears running down her face because she was trying so hard to just recollect who she was. She just wanted to be her normal self again, but she couldn't. I was so far away, but for good reason. What was I going to be able to do? My mental health was not strong enough to support a situation like this. They finally transferred her over to rehabilitation because she was going to have to learn how to walk again. As soon as she checks into the facility, COVID. She tested positive for COVID. So they transferred her back over to the hospital where they could treat her for COVID as best they could. After 2 weeks of quarantining in the hospital, her daughter decides to take her home. Now, because she supposedly had power of attorney, there's nothing anybody really could do but trust that she was going to take care of her mom. Even Adult Protective Services had sent an officer out to do an investigation, and they couldn't do anything. She had told the officer that she was having a house built. My mom was going to go live with her. She had told the officer she was going to stay in the home and have home health care to come in until the house is finished. Everything seemed on the up and up. There was home health care sent over to the home for the month of December. I even spoke to one of the home health care representatives personally. She wasn't in the bed anymore. She was sitting in wheelchairs, eating cake. On surface, everything seemed okay. From all the lying down that she has been doing in the beds, hospital beds, everywhere, she had developed bed sores on her back. And that's what the nurses were supposedly there for, to keep sterilized and clean. It's January. Where is her daughter at? Who is this man that's in the house? Why does her wound look like that? My brother went to go visit her just to make sure that everything was okay. She seemed okay because she was talking to him almost normal, but he could definitely tell that something wasn't right. She kept complaining about the mittens being on her hands. So to alleviate some of her anxiety, he decided to take them off so she could breathe a sigh of relief. She had just talked to me, and now she was talking to him. So she was okay. She was calm. Where is her daughter? Who is this man that's in the house? I tried to call. No answer. Calling on the phone, calling on the iPad. Tried to call her daughter. Nowhere to be found. My brother goes back over to the house and is met with opposition. The nurse that was there at the house told my brother that he couldn't come in. He wasn't allowed to see his own mother. Even had another man there to tell him that he wasn't able to pass. My brother's a fucking psycho. They didn't know what the hell they was getting into. He called my sister-in-law, his wife. The police have my brother hemmed up. My sister-in-law gets there and diffuses the situation. You see, my mother's daughter had told the nurses that my brother was a very abusive man and used to abuse her. So she should not allow him into the home. Where is my mother's daughter at? I received a phone call inquiring if I had spoken to my mother's daughter. What do you mean you haven't spoken to her? She's supposed to be there. Isn't she paying you? March 1st, they found her in her hotel room, dead. Stay tuned for part 16 of the journey from the United States to Honduras.